Born to Act, Robert Redford, the reluctant star who shaped independent cinema. Welcome to Born to Act, the podcast that delves into the extraordinary lives of cinema icons. Today we turn the spotlight on a man who embodied the ideal of the American heartthrob for entire generations, but who is also much more: a refined director, a visionary producer, and a tireless activist. We're talking about Robert Redford. Charles Robert Redford Jr. was born in Santa Monica, California on August 18, 1936. His youth was marked by a rebellious nature and a deep love for art and the natural world. After a brief and turbulent time at university, he traveled to Europe to devote himself to painting, an experience that would shape his artistic sensibilities. Upon returning to the United States, he enrolled at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, almost by chance, but it was there that he discovered his true calling. He took his first steps in television, with appearances in cult series like Alfred Hitchcock Presents and The Twilight Zone. However, the theater was his first true training ground. He achieved great success on Broadway with Neil Simon's comedy Barefoot in the Park, a role that would also establish him on the big screen in 1967 alongside a young Jane Fonda. But 1969 was the turning point. Alongside another legend, Paul Newman, he formed one of the most iconic duos in cinema history in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. His role of the thoughtful and charming bandit was a perfect fit and launched him into the pantheon of Hollywood. The film was a global success and marked the beginning of an enduring friendship and artistic partnership with Newman. The 1970s were a string of extraordinary successes that defined his image as a handsome, intelligent, and troubled anti-hero. Films like Jeremiah Johnson, 1972, The Candidate, 1972, and especially The Way We Were, 1973, with Barbra Streisand, solidified his status as one of the biggest stars in cinema. In the same year, he re-teamed with Paul Newman in The Sting, a triumph that earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. His civic and political engagement was reflected in films like 3 Days of the Condor, 1975, and most notably, All the President's Men, 1976. In the latter, alongside Dustin Hoffman, he portrayed journalist Bob Woodward in a masterful depiction of the investigation that led to the Watergate scandal and President Nixon's resignation. But the role of a mere actor, however successful, was not enough for Robert Redford. In 1980, he decided to step behind the camera, and his directorial debut was stunning. With Ordinary People, an intense and moving family drama, he won the Academy Award for Best Director. It was the confirmation of a multifaceted talent capable of telling complex stories with a unique sensitivity. His career as a director continued with highly regarded films such as A River Runs Through It, 1992, Quiz Show, 1994, which earned him 2 more Oscar nominations, and The Horse Whisperer, 1998, in which he also starred. These films reflected his deep connection with nature and the American landscape. Parallel to his career, Redford nurtured a dream: to create a space for independent cinema, far from the commercial logic of Hollywood. In 1981, using the proceeds from his successful career, he founded the Sundance Institute in Utah, a nonprofit organization to support emerging talents. This initiative would give rise to the Sundance Film Festival, now the world's most important showcase for independent cinema, which has launched the careers of directors like Quentin Tarantino and the Coen brothers. Throughout his long and extraordinary career, Robert Redford received numerous accolades: 2 Academy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2002, the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement at the Venice Film Festival in 2017, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. Even in his later years, he continued to deliver memorable performances, from All Is Lost, 2013, to his role as the villain Alexander Pierce in the Marvel Universe in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014, and his final on-screen appearance in The Old Man and the Gun in 2018. He passed away on September 16, 2025, at the age of 89. Robert Redford was not just a style icon and a sex symbol, but a complete artist, an intellectual who used his fame to champion the causes he believed in, from environmentalism to Native American rights, and to give a voice to a different, freer, and more courageous kind of cinema. A man who, despite being born to be a star, chose to also illuminate the less traveled paths of the film world. Thank you for listening to Born to Act. Join us next time for another legend of the silver screen.